the show. This is 0xfiles. This is your host Sham. The truth is always out there. Last few days I've been off the videos a little bit. They're just kind of no good reason, but just needed a little bit of space, needed a little bit of room. There are some nasty people out there, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Sometimes people would say things that may be disheartening, and it does kind of affect you. But you know, sometimes it's those little things that affect you. Sometimes the big things don't, right? But anyway, we're here for the market. Let's talk about the market right now. So the BTC currently, and we want to talk about the total market cap before we go to the BTC. So we're sitting at total market cap today, sitting at $2.55 trillion. BTC sitting at $69,700. Now, there are some good news and some bad news, so I want to talk about all of these as well. Ethereum sitting at $3,507. Solana sitting at $196 per coin, right? So I want to talk about the total market cap. Now, total market cap obviously follows what BTC does. And I kind of briefly mentioned this on a few previous videos. I said BTC has to go above the $72,000 or $72,500 to be precise right now in order for it to start pumping up. If you are here for the first time, guys, on this channel, please do smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and let me catch you guys, you know, on the chats, right? So say hi, don't be shy, right? I see Maxim, also my brother. Maxim says, well, I got fucked in the last few days. I'm sorry, my brother, apologies. But you know what? It's not just you. There's a whole bunch of other people who probably got wrecked. But again, I can't do nothing about that. For me, I come on these videos and I try and give you guys some knowledge and kind of try and keep you guys calm and, you know, move forward with the market, right? What the market does and all sorts of stuff. But sometimes, and I've realized it's my fault, right? And to be honest, right, let me explain this to you and this will kind of make sense, right? I do get people come in who have my number. So, you know, I'm one of those, like, if I connect with you, I'll give you my number, or you're able to contact me through Discord or Telegram or whatever, WhatsApp, even my personal phone number. And yeah, people will come on and say whatever. Do you know what I mean? By the way, Maxim, if you're here, my brother, please let me know how the audio is. Is the audio quality any good? Because I know I've been having some audio issues. I might have to go and buy myself a brand new audio at some stage. So I am thinking about it. I have looked around a little bit. I might get myself a new microphone at some stage, right? But it's a matter of me going on Amazon and ordering one. So I'll order that, and then yeah, hopefully the audio problem should be resolved, right? So I have looked at a few. There are some good audio things out there, so I'll check them out. Anyway, right, audio is great. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. Right, so anyway, market, right? So this is what I wanted to say, right? So let's talk about the market first, and then we'll talk about everything else, right? So the market itself, like BTC. So when I was talking about the Gaussian channel a few days back, one of the last videos I did anyway. I don't want to talk about the last video I did because I did delete that. The audio is crap, number one, and number two, I may have said things that I don't really want to be left alone on YouTube. So anyway, I was kind of disheartened, put it this way, but I'll talk about that, right? Anyway, so BTC 69,700. Now that's not a bad deal considering where we are. So we talked about the Gaussian channel, and on the 8-hourly Gaussian channel, we are still inside it. So on the higher time frame, we are still inside the Gaussian, and we're expecting to get out. Now, ideally, to get out of this, we need to definitely look at the 72,000. I would look for the 72,500 for us to get out of that channel entirely and now start pumping up. However, looking at previous history and looking at where we are in the market right now, this current sideways movement is fine. I don't have a problem with that, right? But I would definitely love to see it go and tap a lower level at some stage. If it doesn't, then I want it to move up, one or the other. BTC needs to make a decision, right? We've been in this channel for quite a long time now, a few days now. We need to definitely start moving up. Then we will see a nice reflection coming back. Now, Ethereum, I've mentioned this before as well. Ethereum really doesn't matter. Now, I know I have been given some information regarding Ethereum that SEC wants to take Ethereum and have a case against them regarding that Ethereum could be a security. Now, this drama has been going on for some time. In fact, SEC was the very same institution or regulator that turned around and says Ethereum was sufficiently decentralized And as far as we know, Ethereum is still sufficiently decentralized. So why the drama, we don't know, right? But what I do know is I've noticed like past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of news, a lot of drama in the regulatory sectors around the globe regarding various coins and various different protocols. And they're talking about how, there's a battle going on, there's a war going on, and this is all related to Coinbase as well, by the way. So it's all started off with the Coinbase case, and now they're trying to drag other people into courts. So there's a whole drama, but I think that's more to do with generating FUD. They want FUD, right? FUD is good for money, right? It's good for business. Blood, FUD, it's all the same thing, equals the same thing. But of course, during those times is when we look for our best opportunities, right? So that's when we make our money, right? If that makes any sense. So that's when we want to plug our funds and we want to take as much as possible and move forward. So let's see what Ethereum does. Ultimately, I've mentioned this many times before as well. If BTC recovers and goes above the 72,500 for, right now, that's the target we have, then I think Ethereum will come back and it will outperform BTC, because Ethereum, the signals are all great, but it's just suffering because of BTC. And remember, BTC is the most dominant coin right now, and Ethereum is the second most dominant coin. So it does get impacted whenever BTC pumps or dumps, right? That's all you got to understand. So when you are on the limelight, when you are the two biggest cryptocurrencies on the planet, unfortunately, you'll have most of the drama with you, right? The attention will be on you. That's what's going on. So when you have coins like Binance, they've had their drama, and they still got a bit of drama coming as well, because even though Binance exchange is not connected to the Binance coin, they do kind of correlate with each other whenever the news comes up and down, right? So right now there is some news going on that CZ may be charged, right? So there's some drama going on. Again, we need to see when the news comes out, then we'll make our mind up. However, on the slide, in the background, Solana's been performing very well, right? Again, Solana meme coin ecosystem blowing up, exploding, doing really, really good, right? So we will definitely see where that takes us. But I do have a nice little, I mentioned this before as well, I think Solana this season is going to be a really, really good performer. Hence why I have been completely, fully submerged in Solana this particular season, and Ethereum as well. So those are the two coins I'm looking at. But ultimately, it all depends on BTC. Let's see what BTC does. 72,500, that's the target. It's not much, only a few percent. If we can get there, we're good. But then again, on the bigger picture, if we do get a little bit of bearish, it should be absolutely fine. Maxim says base network is blowing up. Yes, you're correct. Base network is blowing up, right? But there are some coins on base network that are blowing up. And it's all about identifying those coins, right? And base is becoming another meme coin ecosystem right now. So we had Solana, we had AVAX, now we've got base, right? So base is getting a lot of attention right now, and it should be a good thing to go into if you want to look into meme coins. But my recommendation would be, and this is not financial advice, is if you do see any projects or any news that comes out and you think there's a nice little potential to make some nice decent amount of change, my recommendation is go to the group. You've got the Discord group. Go to the Discord group and publish whatever you've got, right? Remember, it's on the public links. Go and publish it. At least that way other people could come in and find those projects, and we can also interact with it and hopefully pump some more. I'm not a big base user. I have used base before, but I'm not a massive base user. So I'm not quite aware of what the projects are or what's going on over there. But I know that the narrative moves around, right? It goes from one blockchain to another. Again, it's the same group of people moving from one blockchain to another and doing whatever they need to do. So do understand this, right? But as I said, if you do have any good projects or any projects that you see fresh, upcoming, whatever, post it on Discord. At least that way everybody else could see what it is and at least get interested and maybe even make some money out of it, right? Why not? Help each other out. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I've ever done, right? So that's that. Maxim says, have you seen the BTC has left the chat? A lot of exchanges don't have enough BTC. Most BTC got scooped up by our ETF guys. No, it's not true. Not the ETF guys. It's got nothing to do with ETF, right? Let's put it this way. What you have to understand is all of these FUD and all these drama that's going on right now, right? Big boys out there like MicroStrategy, like BlackRock, right? There's a few, Vanguard and all sorts, right? So the big boys, the institutions, the ETF guys, you can say ETF guys, right? Who entered the market, they're buying billions and billions of dollars worth of BTC. And this is what I was talking about. They're not interested. The ETF is just paper money. They're happily going to serve the paper money to people. Institutions coming in buying paper money, that's easy. They're not doing a spot BTF, but at the same time, they're buying as much spot BTC as possible. They're creating a supply squeeze, and they're getting ready for the bigger move. And the bigger move takes us to $110,000, $108,000. That's what I saw last, or $225,000. So one or the other. They want to pump the life out of this, right? When you've got Kathy Wood from ARK Invest, right? She comes around, she said, right, in 10 years' time, we're going to see BTC at $3 million or whatever, something stupid like that, right? I don't think she's wrong. She knows what's happening. These people have the inside news, and this is the whole thing, right? So people who are selling because of all the FUD, they don't realize what they're doing. They're losing out. They're literally changing hands because the big boys are willing to buy. Right now, people are buying, like someone bought $1 billion worth just today, actually, earlier on today. I forgot what time it was. They bought $1 billion worth at $70,000 a coin. Are they stupid? Right? No, they're not stupid. They know exactly what's about to come. Right? The big power move is still yet to come. We haven't hit the parabola. We just went to the midpoint, right? And then we kind of done a little dive down. And this usually is a similar pattern to as we've had before. But normally we've never had an all-time high before the halvening. But this time we have. So what? It doesn't matter. Still, we went to 50% of the bull market. And I think right now we're going to go and test that 50%, which is the $74,000, and possibly even shoot for the 108. If not, then even push forward and move to the $225,000 level, right? That's all good thing. You know, these are now brand new numbers we are seeing on the charts, which doesn't exist. We haven't seen before. Also, by the way, guys, remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. So please understand this, right? So, yeah. All right. So that's what's going on with the ETF, guys. So let's just keep that into perspective and, you know, don't take things out of context. We've got to really understand. Big boys are not giving up. Small fish are losing out because they got weak hands, paper hands. That's all I'm going to say, right? I'm not having a go at anybody. I'm just saying, guys, understand that right now, the most valuable assets on the planet is BTC and Ethereum as well. And I'll tell you about Ethereum as well, right? So Ethereum last few months, there's been a lot of chitter chatter, right? You know, a lot of chat going around talking about an Ethereum ETF coming very soon. We know last week, I think officially it was declared that Grayscale, again, was it Grayscale? No, it wasn't Grayscale. Sorry, it wasn't Grayscale. It was BlackRock who actually filed for a Ethereum ETF. So we have a whole bunch of drama with the SEC, but at the same time, an ETF being proposed. Now, an ETF just literally legitimizes it, right? So that's coming as well. So probably SEC is trying to use the Securities Exchange Commission's nonsense to try and take it down, you know? So let's see what happens, right? If they can win or not. But ultimately, this drama is there just to create a little bit more cheaper liquidity so they can buy cheap and then they can start moving, right? So we'll talk about this. So so Maxim is dropping so many messages. Maxim, okay. So Maxim says only liquidity on Ethereum network is the meme coins. You're probably right. Probably there is a lot of meme coins going on. In fact, Ethereum is still one of the best. And you're not gonna believe this, right? Even though it has high gas fees, it is actually one of the best ecosystems to launch any coin. Believe it or not, you launch any ERC20 token right now, right? Whether it's a meme coin, whether it's a project, it will still get the highest number of liquidity because most of the whales, most of the apes are still in Ethereum, right? The biggest project, the blue chips, they're all on Ethereum, right? Even the Ethereum meme coins are blue chips as well, right? So you got to understand this. So yeah, Ethereum definitely. But also when you're talking about liquidity, let me explain this as well about liquidity, right? With Ethereum, the other thing you have to understand is the current network effect that Ethereum has, right? Ethereum, with its burn mechanism, like fee burn mechanism, right? And all the action that goes on, that's actually making Ethereum a little bit deflationary as well. So that's a good thing, by the way, guys. That's a good thing. So if you are holding on to Ethereum, hodl. That's what I want to say. Of course, no financial advice, just hodl, right? That's what I want to say. So Maxim says base network is only starting, even though we got to be careful with it. Base network's been look. Base network. I've personally thought about doing something on base network, probably a meme coin or something, just a joke coin or something. If you guys, the community, want to do something, yeah, let's do something on base network. It's easy. It's easy to do. That's not an issue. It is definitely starting up, but I think if there's the first movers, people coming in, if there's some good projects out there, they could do really, really well, because it's another network, right? It's another blockchain. It's another layer two, right? You know, whether we build it on Base, whether we build it on Optimism, whether we build it on Arbitrum, whether we build it on Aptos, whether we build it on a Binance or Solana, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, the thing is, it's another narrative. And if the money's coming in there, and if there's enough people out there who want to ape into this stuff, why not, right? So there's nothing wrong. It's just another blockchain, in my opinion. And yes, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. But what I would recommend to people is, you be careful, as you said as well, be careful, right? We want to be careful on what we're doing during the bull market. We don't want to go and ape into too many different projects where we lose control. So as long as we can keep control of our emotions and our funds, we should be fine, right? Get in, get out. It should be absolutely fine, right? So, Maxim says, I will tell you privately how to use it. In the last few days, I was into stuff, and I will teach you. Now it's my turn to teach you. Oh, bro, I'm always willing to learn, right? Please do teach me. I'm not a pro. I don't claim to be the all be it, right? I don't claim to be a guru. I don't claim to be anything, right? I'm just a guy who reads charts and who tells you what the charts are. And most of the time, the charts I read are only for the top coins, right? Usually top 10 coins. I don't even bother with the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? Because I believe plugging my funds into the most stable and most secure and most distributed coins will give me the better return, much more stable return. Of course, the other ones are higher risk, higher returns, and that's okay with that. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? So he says, I will teach you how to use Base Network. Yeah, I understand. That's not a problem. So he says, what is ETH farming? ETH farming could be multiple different things, right? When you're talking about farming, one, you can go and stake your Ethereum and receive more Ethereum. That's technically a farming. You can also use multiple different protocols, blockchains, hop in and out of blockchains. That way you're also farming. So whenever these blockchains, for example, if you use Base Network, you're using Ethereum. Base hasn't launched a token. In the future, if Base decides to launch their own Base token, then yeah, why not? You might get an airdrop from that because you use the protocol similar to other projects. Don't know if it's true or not. Don't know if they're going to do it or not, but that could be a probability, right? And that seems to be the current narrative. Also, sometimes when you use, you put ETH down into other protocols, some protocols will also give you a reward. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the blockchain. It could be a protocol, right? And technically you're farming with that kind of stuff, right? And then you just dump it back into ETH, take some more ETH out, happy days, right? So, yeah, that's how it is, you know what I mean? Right. So you have no idea the projects there are literally going hundreds of %1,000% on Base Network. And I believe that. I believe it's the same. Listen, what I said in the beginning, please understand this, right? Maxim, please understand this. It's the same group of people. There's a group of people, right? There's a group of people on a Telegram group. I don't know where. There's a group of people who literally go and pump and dump coins on multiple networks, right? And most of the time, they focus their energy into one network. As I said, I've seen meme coins, rug pulls with $1 million liquidity on Solana. And it's a rug pull. And you're going to wonder, why would a rug do $1 million liquidity? That's because they can, right? I've seen projects launch on Solana ecosystem where they've pumped it to 20, 30 million market cap, and then they've literally been selling it in increments, right? And taken out $7, $8, $9, $10 million. So they kept the money flowing in while the people kept on aping in because people saw it pump more, thousands of %. So people jumped in, and as people jumped in, they started scaling themselves out and taking their money out. Do you know what I mean? So they only had to put $1 million in to take out $7, $8, $9, $10 million. And I have seen some crazy amount of money leave the market, right? And the way you identify what's going on is you'll notice they never bought it, right? So we can see on Solana, we can see, like when we go to the DEX screen now, I can see they never bought these coins. They were literally just dumping on the public. So they were holding and waiting for the market to get up to a certain level where more and more people come in, because people are seeing, oh, there are people out there buying $1,000, $2,000, $20,000 worth, and there are people buying $20,000 worth. Well, why not? We should also buy this as well. So people are aping in, hoping for it to pump even more. But because people don't understand how the mechanics work, right? So they've gone in and they've aped in while these guys were cashing out, right? That's all they're doing. You just make bag orders and they leave. And that's what they do. So with Base, I'm sure it's the same group of people, right, who did it on AVAX, who did it on BNB before as well, are now going to be doing it on Base. It's fine. But you got to get there right in the beginning, because if they're doing thousands of percent, your $100 could make you $1 million. Do you know what I mean, right? But you got to get there right in the beginning, right? It's not about what you're going to teach me. I know how it's done. That's not an issue. But I welcome you to teach me. That's not an issue. But at the same time, remember, it's the same group of people, and you got to catch them out before they catch you out. That's the whole idea, right? So don't invest too much, or don't invest money you can't afford to lose, because remember, the idea is get in, get out, and that's what they're doing. They'll hype the market with the money. They have the funds. They've made millions of dollars, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars, if I'm correct, right? They have made millions and millions of dollars from doing the same technique, the same system over and over again. It's a rinse and repeat cycle they're doing, and that's how it is, right? So yeah. Meme goes, give me a call after the show. Yeah, I'll give you a call after the show. That's not a problem. No, it's not. Why do you have to joke? You can teach me. Listen, there's plenty of things I don't know, right? And as I said, I'm one of those. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn, right? But at the same time, like, okay, let's talk about this, right? So last few days, I have obviously haven't been on YouTube or anything. In fact, no social media, nothing whatsoever. And I'll tell you why I haven't been on any of these things, right? There are people out there who, you know, they want things off you. They will ask you questions, bro, can you talk about this? Bro, can you talk about that? Bro, can you do this? Can you do that? So you do this, right? You come out with your humble thing and you're like, okay, the brother's asking, I'll do it, right? I don't want anything from you, I'll do it. But then the very same people come and will say nasty things to you, right? Or kind of attack you, or you shouldn't have said that, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do videos like this. Oh, your videos are too long, or videos, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean, right? First of all, I'm the one doing the video. You're the one who asked me the question. So if I do it in my own way, how can you come back and have a go at me? You can't, right? And the worst part is these people are not people that I don't know, people, random strangers of the thing. I don't care about those people. People can judge me for what they want. I don't give a damn, right? If you guys are here on YouTube watching these videos and you judge me, oh, this guy's a freaking maniac, this guy's saying this guy's that, is an idiot, whatever. Call me what you like. You're not saying it to my face. But when you've got friends and family, close friends and family that you know for many, many years, like, 5-10 years, right? And these people are now constantly coming and bugging you, saying, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say, oh, what I say is my problem. You know what I mean? This is a public YouTube, and it's a live stream. So on a live stream, if people come and ask me questions, and if I don't have the capacity to answer those questions, then what's the point of me doing a live stream? You know what I mean, right? So one would only do a live stream and interact with the community, because that's the whole thing about interaction. It's not a platform just for me to come and talk about whatever BS I have. It's a platform for me to also answer your questions, read your comments out. It doesn't matter what it is, right? In the beginning, when he said he got fucked, I said it. Doesn't matter. I will read it out as it is. Obviously, there are some comments I might not read out if it's going to be offensive or whatnot. But this is an adult-rated channel, right? We don't make stuff for the kids here. And if there are comments out there which are absolutely fine, we will talk about it. So for me, I stopped kind of making the videos and I stopped doing everything. I stopped talking to you. I just thought, fuck it, I just need my space, right? And I also wanted to kind of teach these people a bit of a lesson. So I've kind of ignored all of them. I've ignored everybody, basically. By the way, guys, don't take this the wrong way. Last few days, I have not responded to anyone. I don't want to respond to anyone, right? I just wanted to just say, fuck it, right? Let's see what you do. Let's see how you navigate. And I'll tell you this is the worst thing, right? One person actually came to see me today and asked me a question. I was like, so you want an answer now? So when it's all jolly good, everyone's all good, everyone's making money, the calls I'm giving you, the directions I'm giving you, you're plugging your funds, the advice you're taking from me, even though it's not financial advice, the advice you're taking from me, right? All of these things, they work for you. It's so good, right? You're happy to ape into certain things, make all these money, and it's all good. We don't care. Like, yeah, we're going to do this. But then when it comes to what I do and how I do it, you want to come and comment and you want to criticize me, and I'm thinking, What right do you have to criticize me? You're not here. I would love you to come on this screen right now, share a screen with me and talk to me. You know what I mean? And criticize me live. You won't, right? So if you don't have the balls to do it on a thing, and you don't have the balls to say the things I do, right? You have no right to get offended. You know what I mean? You have no right to come and criticize me for how I do my things. Whether I talk about cryptocurrency, whether I talk about conspiracies, whether I talk about governments, whether I talk about shadow governments, anything, my theories, whatever. Nobody has the right to come and have a go at me. I'm the entertainer here. I'm the host here, right? So I will give you my part of it, my version of it. You know what I mean? Right? I don't do it off a screen. I'm not script, sorry. I'm not doing it on a script here, right? It's all freestyle, right? So end of the day, when people come and ask me a question, at least I have the balls to come and answer that question. If I don't know the answer, I will say I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So Maxim says, bro, you're alive. You're alive. I mean, I think he says live. Your live shows are great. I know it's easy to say don't listen to people who are close to you, but they also are people who are loving your shows. I'm sure they come back and they watch it and this and that. But it's like you do it for people. You like my whole channel, 2020, this whole channel, right? 2020, we started off this channel with 15 or 16 people, right? And the channel grew, and look where we are today. That's an achievement in itself, right? Where we've grown today, the number of views we're getting and whatnot, right? So channel's exploding, it's doing fantastic. And to me, explosion doesn't mean 10,000 people. No, I would love to get there, right? But even, 100 people, 200 people extra than we had before, that's a great result, in my opinion. Because I want to say this, and I hope this kind of makes sense to everybody, guys. Please don't get offended when I say this, right? There's 8 billion people on this planet, and I'm just one person out of that 8 billion people, right? There's more than 2 billion people on YouTube, right? 2 billion people watching YouTube. I don't know how many channels there are, right? I'm just one person out of that. I'm an insignificant part of the internet. Insignificant, absolutely insignificant. And I know that. I'm absolutely insignificant out of the 8 billion people on this planet. And I know that, right? And I don't want to be significant or anything, right? But I come here, I put my heart out, I put my soul out, I put my knowledge, whatever knowledge I've got, right? Or whatever things are, whatever views and opinions I have, I put it out there, right? And I'm not biased about anything, right? I always try and keep an open mind, and I say, like, guys, let's be inclusive, right? We want to be inclusive. This is a community channel, it's for the community, and this is a platform for the community to come and talk to me, right? Whether I do a live stream or whether I do a short, small video, 10-minute video, 20-minute video, every video has its reason and is there. Right? I wasn't going to do a video today. Then I thought, you know what? I don't want to leave people hanging, and I don't know why. I just felt like, okay, do you know what? I'll come on and I'll talk to someone. And then obviously I said, do you guys want to see a live on Discord? And Max said, yes. I said, fine, no worries. And I'm here for Max, right? But I'm not going to do the videos that I used to do before, right? And that's probably how I got to change certain things. I used to come on and do a video off my own back at my own free will. I will do it, but I'm not going to do it the way I did it before. I'm not going to bombard you with videos, guys. So I'm just going to keep it nice and slow, let's see where we go. Maxim says, what about my podcasts? You can do a conspiracy, crypto, everything else podcast. I'm down. I can. These videos can even be converted to podcasts, right? Because podcast is all about audio. As long as you got good audio quality, we can do a podcast. I mean, these videos can be all made into a podcast. That's not a problem. That's what I've seen a lot of guys do. But one other thing you got to understand is if I have to focus on making videos, like I've had someone say, oh, why didn't you make TikTok videos, right? Because your videos have information. There's this guy, he does TikTok videos, and you seem to know a whole bunch of stuff. Why didn't you do that? I'm like, do you know how much time it takes? The guy who's doing TikTok, he doesn't take any time at all. He's only there for 60 seconds, and he's leaving you hanging 60 seconds. My videos could be 20 minutes, could be 45 minutes, could be 4 hours, right? Oh, actually 3 hours at some stage, right? We could do that. But I'm giving you things in details. I'm not a TikToker. I can do TikTok and the channel will explode, but I'm not a TikToker. And to make my videos into a TikTok, that's going to take forever. But I'm not here to monetize on my videos. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could probably do it to get more subscribers. By all means, I can attempt to do that. But that's going to take time. I've got to put that time in. Now, to convert my videos into podcasts, that's also going to take time. Do you know what I mean? So that's the reality. That's the problem. So that's a sad problem we have, It's not easy. Let me he says Maxim says, listen, let me tell you something. Most of the people who are subscribed to the YouTuber is with thousands of people are users. Okay, with thousands of people, they are using and abusing those people, do not care about anything else. Of course, most YouTubers, listen, most 90, I would say 99.9%, you know, that's not a bad number, because we know we got more than 2 billion YouTubes or whatever there, right? So let's just base it on that maths. You'll find most people do it as a job, right? In fact, the person who recommended me to do TikTok, they actually have a full production crew. So they don't have a YouTube channel, but they have a full YouTube production crew coming to do YouTube shorts, not even long form, shorts. They want to do 60-second shorts. So they have a cameraman, they have an audio man for this, they have an editor for this. So you can imagine what their aim is. They know they can monetize on it, and their only goal is to monetize with it, right? That's the whole reason they want to do it, right? So they've kind of come up to me and they said, right, why don't you show us what you can do, and you might come and work for us? I was like, what kind of money are we talking about? So they spoke about some stupid amount. I was like, nah, forget it. I ain't got time for this nonsense, right? So I left them, right? Maybe I might work for them, maybe I not. But the whole idea is these guys are investing money into an actual team, marketers, promoters, the cameraman, audio man, and editor, right? That's a whole freaking team for doing YouTube shorts. They're onto something, right? But ultimately, they want to gain something bigger out of it. So that's why it's an investment they're willing to do. Do you see what I mean? So that's how it works. Like, you've got to understand what these are. So everyone out there who want to get subscribers, yes, they're marketing it. It's easy to do, right? You spend a little bit of money, you can market it, right? I've never wanted to do that. You can market it, you can edit it, you can make it all wow, and then send it out there, and people will come, right? But nobody's doing that for no other reason. They're doing it to make money off you, right? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it on a schedule because I don't want to make money off you. I'm not plugging some links out there, oh, do this and do that. I'm not doing that. Why? Because I don't want to make money off you, right? But what I say, and what I said on that video that I deleted, there are a few people who watched it. Let me say it again. You want to criticize me, right? Book an appointment and then criticize me, because I'm not taking those no more, right? People who have my number, you're going to abuse the fact that I've given you my number, and you're going to come and abuse me, and you're going to come and say all sorts of nasty stuff to me that's going to demoralize me. Guess what? I will change my number if I have to. Because if you can't respect the fact that I'm a YouTuber, right, who's friendly with you and who's given you the opportunity to talk to me directly, and you can't respect that, you don't deserve my number. That's what I say. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, right? Maxim says, bro, I have a what? I have a Neumann TLM 103 microphone and a professional audio equipment. So let's do a podcast on 2 screens. Well, he can do a podcast on 2 screens. Not an issue, bro. Why not? We can definitely do a podcast on 2 screens. I think I have a Blue Yeti, one of my first microphones, and I have a Rode MTG. I can't remember what it is. I have a Rode as well at home, with obviously my DSLR cameras and everything. But that's a whole setup. Again, it's a time and setup, and everything. I just don't have time for this. As I said, I'm kind of busy right now, but when I'm free, right, there's a lot of loose ends that I have. Let's put it this way. I'm planning to clear off all my loose ends, right? There's a lot of loose ends. I want to clear all of these things off. There's a few business decisions that I've made. I want to get rid of all of those bad decisions, right? I want to get rid of all of those. Once those liabilities are off my back and I'm kind of free, then I aim to, obviously at that same time, I'm also planning to launch my own kind of cryptocurrency exchange. When I launch all of that, then I'll be focusing mostly on that. And when I do all of these things, I will be free, right? Because I'm all my loose ends, everything that I have, all the bits and bobs that I'm doing, I want to get rid of all of them. I don't want to do 10 different things every day. I want to focus on one thing. And when I focus, something like that. When I focus on that one thing, right, then I will have time. I'll set up a studio if I have to. I'll have time. I'll set up a studio in my office if I have to, for me to do actual professional grade videos that people want, right? And that's when I'm going to be actually monetizing my videos as well. I'm actually going to be monetizing them. And what I mean by that, I'll activate the monetization. I'll have plenty of time to do educational stuff. teach people how to and whatnot. Because believe it or not, one of the biggest keywords on YouTube is how to. I can do how to videos. It's not an issue, but I can't because right now I'm just busy with my life. I haven't got time. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Yeah, Rode NTL or something like that. I can't remember what it is. Something like that. So I have shotgun mic, basically. Let's call it a shotgun mic. So I have shotgun mics, but my favorite is the Blue Yeti. I do like the Blue Yeti. It's old school, but I do like it. That's a really nice one. But yeah, I think I got 3 or 4 mics at home. As I say, I've got thousands of pounds worth of equipment sitting at home. Black screen, blue screen, white screen, you name it, every screen, you name it, everything. I'm telling you, everything. Okay. Right. Maxim says back to crypto. Clearly I'm boring him. Anyway, let's talk about crypto. So how much more of the bull market have we got left? To be honest, we have a lot. Right? This sideways movement is quite important for us. In fact, if we can dip down and test the 60K area, let's just 60, I won't say 58, let's just say 60K area, to be honest, that's a great area to be in, right? That will kind of recycle the market and give the opportunity for an actual altcoin season, because we haven't had an altcoin season, right? Especially the blue chip altcoin season. We haven't had that. Yes, we have had shit coins moving, brand new, fresh meme coins that are not even listed moving. But as I said, that's a group of people moving that narrative, nothing more, right? And it's well organized. This whole thing, think about it like a criminal gang. It's well organized. It's a well-oiled machine that works. They know how it works, and they're moving that narrative over, all right? Because believe me, you can go and launch your own cryptocurrency right now and you'll see you will not get any response. And that's the key. When you see that you go out there and you launch your own cryptocurrency project on those blockchains and nothing happens, you've got to wonder, hey, what's going on here? Because launching a project, it costs funds, right? You've got to provide the liquidity. Some of them are cheaper, some of them are more expensive. Like, for example, if you go Solana, it's going to cost you about almost close to $1,000 to launch your project. But you won't get that back, right? So you launch $1,000, but these guys are rinsing, repeating. So there's a lot of people attempting, by the way, who don't realize that they're just paying Radium and whatnot, the listing fees and whatnot, right? Market baiting fees, whatever they call it. But you're paying all of that. You're not getting that back. That's money you've lost. You're not getting that back. And there's hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of projects that have done that, but there's no liquidity. There's nothing. The liquidity, whatever the owner made, that was it. They're not popping. They're not exploding. So there's a narrative that's going on, and it's controlled by this well-greased and well-oiled machine, right? Or cartel, right? Whatever you call it. But that's what's going on. There's a whole group of people doing this. Yeah, that's, Maxim says the biggest problem is on the base network. There is thousands of coins appearing every single day, trash on it again, like Solana. Yes, that's the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a well-greased cartel that is going out there and doing the same thing over and over again. And they have enough funds to burn because they know exactly how it's done. It cost you $1,000 to launch it, no problem. They have the $1,000 to launch it. They don't care about losing $1,000. They'll launch it. To get the liquidity in, they have $1 million backup to do it. A friend of mine once said to me, Sham, you want to make your project worth $1 million, you need $1 million. And he wasn't wrong. And I understand exactly what he meant by that. Any project, for it to start pumping, you need massive liquidity. And that liquidity is artificial liquidity, because when you're moving the coins, when you're moving the price, right, the money's coming back to you, right? It's all well organized. The money's coming back to you. So ultimately, they don't lose anything. All they're looking for is to kind of bait random public members to see these projects are pumping and get your money in. Once they've got enough funds coming in there, they'll take the money out and they'll go. Do you know what I mean? So, no, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I see Pothead here. Also, my brother, nice to see you. No, I'm not tired of your question. Please carry on. Not a problem. Maxim said, I don't know that there are a lot of people. It's a group of people. Maxim, it's a group of people. Listen, so for example, listen, guys, I do not recommend anyone goes and does this, but I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Please understand this, right? This is not financial advice, and I'm not telling everybody to go and cheat the system and do anything dodgy, please, right? Please stay humble, please stay legit, don't do anything dodgy. But just a hypothetical situation scenario here, right? Understand this. If 4 people or 5 people come together right now, today, come together, $20,000 each, right? So everyone's got $20,000 to burn. They're all friends. They're all part of the group. They say, right, we're going to launch a stupid coin called Stupid Coin, and we're going to launch it in the market. We don't do any marketing, nothing. They don't do anything, by the way. These coins don't even have to do marketing. We don't do it. All we want to do is whatever blockchain, or sorry, whatever DEX we're going to be using, we just want it to track us, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and artificially start pumping the price. Because remember, the first person that gets the coin is the person who creates the first price impact. So when you buy it, there's a price impact, and that price impact is how much the coin value grows, right? So someone goes in and buys $100, another $100, and you keep that, because remember, you got 100,000 to burn, right? So you're doing these $100 coins, right? Transactions, and you're pumping the coin up, right? You're pumping the price up. Ultimately, when you spend $100, the coin is moving over to the other, to the owner of the pool. Just say owner of the pool, or whatever way you do it, doesn't matter. Your money hasn't left anywhere. Yes, through the DEX, you may have lost 0.3% or whatever stupid amount of fee, very small amount of fee. It's not even 1%, 0.3%. So out of the 100K, you're willing to lose $1,000. 99K is coming back to you, whatever the case is coming back to you, right? But now you have the bonus of other people coming in, putting money down, because they also want to buy the coin because it's pumping, right? And all of a sudden, the liquidity provider says, right, okay, it's time to take the liquidity out. So what happens? All the liquidity is gone. 100K, 200K, 300K, whatever. So all of a sudden, they just double, triple their money. Yes, it's gone up by 2,000%. Doesn't matter. They just care about doubling, tripling the money. So that's just the 100K scenario. You see what I mean? And that's what's happening. There's a group of people who are willing to do this. It's not a problem. When you make millions of dollars, you can risk $1 million. Who cares? So that's what they're doing. And they're not risking anything. They're just constantly bombarding the market with as many coins as possible and moving the funds from one chain to another. And you can actually even see the same wallet addresses pop up every now and then. You're like, huh? The same group of people? Yes, the same group of people. So that's what's going on. He says, bro, there is already a stupid coin. There is already poop coin. There is already idiot coin. There is already any coins you can imagine. That's the thing. Exactly. I mean, let's put it this way. You know, the presidential coins, right? We've had Trump, we had Obama, XYZ, right? That narrative, did you see how long that narrative lasted? There were so many shit coins on Solana with the same freaking name, the same icon, right? The same icon, almost the same website. In fact, then they started to get even better. They realized that people didn't even care about the website. So they just got a Telegram and a Twitter, started pumping that, to the point where at the end, some of these coins, they were doing the same icons. They didn't even bother with the Telegram or Twitter. They didn't even bother updating. They're just getting out there, ranking #1 on DEX Screener, pumping the life out of it. Same people, you know. And it didn't matter whether they made $1,000 off you, whether they made $10,000 off you, whether they made $1 million. They made the money. That's what mattered. So for them spending $1,000 in launching each of these coins, if they ended up making $1,000 more or getting their initial out, by all means, they're still winners. Also, when they put the liquidity down, they didn't put all the coins down. They kept half the coins, or sometimes even 90% of the coins. So they were ready to dump on the market. That's what they were doing. So that's why you see these rugs coming in, and it's like, oh, there's a coin. Okay, fine. It pumped up XYZ. I've made XYZ amount of money. But all of a sudden, it goes down to $1. And you're like, huh? What's going on here? I put $100 in. I made $200 out of it. I went back in again, but now it's $1. What's going on here? That's because the excess supply is now being dumped on you. So that's all it is. That's all I want to say, nothing more. Because that's the reality, you know. Minting coin, yes, okay, minting not so much. Minting coins people mostly avoid. There are coins out there that mint people usually avoid, right? Most projects already have a fixed supply. On Solana, they renounced the minting authority anyway, so that's a good thing. But the liquidity, that's the key. They can renounce everything, they can make it all decentralized, but whoever owns the liquidity can pull the liquidity at any second, and that's what's happening, right? It's the same culprits doing it all over again. Now, when it comes to other cryptocurrency like ERC20 and this and that, yes, you can have minting, but you can also stop the minting from the blockchain. And once that's done, it's fine. You don't need to mint. That's the key. You don't need to mint, right? For example, I have a nice little contract where if you buy, so if someone, this is very crazy. If you buy a coin, it rewards you a percentage of whatever you bought it with, right? So you get like a second coin. You know what I mean? So, okay, what did it say? Let me read this before I answer this. No, about minting. I actually wanted to add to your statement that they are really trying to screw people over. That's just another factor into it. Yes, that's the thing. It's like non-stop, print as many coins, right? But what I was going to say about coins, there are some coins, some protocols out there where, you know, the project itself rewards you, right? So you get a reward of a secondary currency or whatever it could be. It could be US dollars, you could be BNB and this and that. They are not a bad project, right? But they do have one goal, and the goal is that they just want more and more people to come and join. And because you're getting that reward, you think you're getting more, but ultimately what happens is they're still keeping the most amount. You know what I mean? I see RA here. Awesome, bro. Nice to see you. Right. So say, for example, you bought $100, they'll probably give you $1 back, right? So you see this reward coming back to you, and it will come in every day, by the way. So you'll see this happening all across the board. Everybody's getting a portion of that pool, but ultimately the person who created the token, they're getting the maximum, man. That's how it's kept, right? I mean, there are projects out there with like 5% reward, 10% reward, etc. It's a very, I mean, SafeMoon did it, so it's a SafeMoon type of a protocol, but there are those out there, and also Solana also has this as well. There was one that I myself promoted about month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, print protocol, and that's been doing well. So far it's been pumping. So the amount of money I spent, yes, money wise it's been pumping. However, Solana value wise it hasn't pumped, because Solana is now higher than what it was before, right? So Solana was like $120 or something like this. I can't remember what it was, something stupid. So that's when I bought it. But now Solana's worth almost double, if not maybe about 80% more than what it was before. So I'm not getting back the same amount of Solana, but money wise, yeah, it's showing more, you know, showing more. So yeah, if you have any other question, guys, please forward it away. If not, then I'm not going to be here for too long. I do intend to go home and have something to eat. Me is hungry. But yeah, other than that, market looking fairly good. You know, honestly, when you're looking at the market at $2.54 trillion, right now 5.4, it was at 5.5. It's hovering, to be honest. It's hovering. BTC at $69,000, it's hovering, right? In fact, I'm going to tap into it because I want to see something. All right. Yeah, it's just struggling to get out of that Gaussian channel. Of course, if you want me to show you the chart, I can show you, but it's definitely struggling to get out of that. However, the stochastic RSI and RSI is looking good. I mean, RSI is looking flat, literally flat line, so I'm not too concerned about that. That's not giving me any indication whether it wants to move or up. But stochastic RSI has reset. It's on the bottom right now. And yeah, it's definitely showing signs that at any second now it could start to flip up. All right, so there may be a little bit more downturn. Ideally we don't want it. I mean, if we can bounce around the 68,900, just say $69,000, it's fine. Honestly, that's not a bad deal. We need to get above the 72,400 in order to move forward. So yeah, if there is any other question, guys, I see a whole bunch of guys here. I see 5 people, but I see only 1 person asking questions. So if you are here, guys, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. There are plenty of things I've said on the live streams and on normal videos as well, which may come back and bite me one day. You know, and when it does, right? And I'm ready for it. But I've always been true and humble, and I've always tried to be as honest as possible, right? To the best of my ability. And what I mean by that, I've been honest to the point where I don't hurt anybody's feeling. I've never ever wanted to hurt anybody's feeling, but I've had the opposite result, right? Where I've had people come back and bite me or literally try and hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? So anyway, I've just pushed through. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, let's move through, because it's a whole different experience. You will never ever find another YouTube channel like this, I can assure you, because everyone's hiding hiding the truth. I'm not hiding the truth. The truth is out there. All right. I'm not hiding the truth. I'm not editing the truth out. Whatever you see, what you see is what you get. You know. So, I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't appreciate when they come to this channel, when they watch me for an hour, 2 hour, whatever. And when we go through all sorts of crazy stuff, what people don't appreciate is I'm as real as it gets. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that kind of a YouTuber who's going to sit there and read off a script or try and do whatever and just trying to push his narrative. I'm not doing that. RA says, hopefully markets start pumping more. Hopefully, I would, as I said, I don't, where I see it right now is not a problem. Ideally, to be honest, I would love to see, before the halvening, I would love to see us test the 60k-ish again. If it does, it's going to be a great move for us. If it doesn't, that's not an issue. We want to be above the 72,500 right now. If we can get above that, then we're fine, right? And we can, for the next 20 days, because we still got about 20 days remaining for the halvening, I believe. Next 20 days, even if we go sideways, right, between the 60 and the 672, so it's a large range. As long as we can go sideways within that range, we should be good, right? You know, whether we're at 72 or 60, doesn't matter, right? But we should be good. That's what we want to see the move. But sideways, even now, is a good thing. If you can stabilize, then we should start seeing an alt movement. I do want to see an altcoin season, because it hasn't happened, guys. We haven't had the big altcoin because too much funds has been diverted. Too many Solana has been diverted to the Solana meme coin ecosystem, right? And the rugs, that's what I call it. A lot of Ethereum is being taken away from the Ethereum blockchain, pumped into other blockchains, right? Who are using Ethereum as gas fees to pump the narrative there. You know what I mean? So money's been moving left, right, and center, right? But not where it needs to be. So yes, there are other things which are completely untracked, and I'm sure if we did track them, the valuation in the market would be far greater. We shouldn't be at 2.5 trillion. We should be at 2.54 trillion right now. We should be more like $3 trillion right now, according to some stupid maths that I've did, because of all the meme coins that we have there. But that's not the truth. That's not happening because it's not being tracked, and that's giving us false data. Right, so some of the data we're seeing right now, when we're looking at the market and we're seeing, okay, it's $2.54 trillion, probably not $2.54 trillion. You know what I mean? When we're looking at BTC at $69,000, yes, that's accurate. But also what you got to understand is there are a lot of OTC buys happening. Whales are transferring funds between themselves. Nobody's helping the market pump up except the shrimps, right? But what the shrimps, what I mean by that is people who buy small amounts, right? But they're not helping the market because they've got paper hands. They're kind of worried and they're panicking. So a lot of people, sadly, they buy, say for example, at $100 and end up selling for $90, right? Say they buy for $1,000, they sell it for $900. It's the worst thing you could ever do. Remember, guys, BTC or any cryptocurrency, it's your digital property, right? If it's a good project, it's your digital property. I won't say the same about meme coins and this and that. These are high risk, high reward games. But when you're buying BTC, Ethereum, Solana, Binance Coin, right, Cardano, Polkadot, etc., these are your digital property. Means you own that asset. That's your asset, right? So price can go up and down. That's just human nature. That's just how the markets work. But the asset doesn't change. Your one BTC is still worth one BTC, right? The price could vary, right? In fact, I've seen price variations through the foreign exchange rates. Right, sometimes I've seen I'll get more for my GBP and sometimes I get less for my GBP, but that's just how the price works in the market. It's got nothing to do with the asset. The asset is still the same. So that's the reality. So just understand this. As I said, I would love to see the market be above the 72, and if it doesn't want to go 72, go to 60k by all means. I don't care, right? But let's see that move happen because we need the alts to start moving. RA says, what do you think about Cardano? A few years ago, it seemed it would overtake ETH. Let's put it this way. If Cardano goes to $10 a coin, that technically overtakes Ethereum in market capitalization, right? Total market capitalization. It does overtake Ethereum in total market capitalization. Also, in the future, as we kind of mature in this industry, right? And if we can get rid of a lot of these shit coins that we have out there, right? Because we've got too many, right? And these blockchains create some sort of a mechanism where they can filter out a lot of these scam projects and this and that. And this is going to happen, by the way. It's happening. It's going to happen very soon. I'm not going to say anything, but it is happening very soon. So there will be some sort of a blockade where these scammers can't come and scam anymore. And a lot of these scammers will probably be locked up anyway, right? It's happening, right? So when that happens, we should mature a lot more, which means we could see projects with a market cap of $1 trillion, right? Ethereum could be $1 trillion, right? So there's no reason why Cardano can't be at $900 billion. Do you know what I mean? And Cardano being at $900 billion, that's like $20 a coin. But yes, Cardano does have a problem. One of the biggest problems Cardano has is the total number of coins it has, 45 million. It's like a freaking meme coin. So there has to be other mechanisms put in place for coins like this to go and pump to high levels and high prices, right? But I'm sure they all know this as well, right? If we can see it, they can also see it. There may be some sort of a mechanism going on. I mean, with Cardano, the way it's been kind of holding its price, and believe me, when I say holding its price, is because of how the Cardano reward system works, right? So when you go and when you go to a Cardano validator, for example, you become a validator, you can't be in a pool for too long, and pools cannot cannot have too many people, if that makes sense, above a certain amount. So that's how they kind of control it. So they decentralize it in that way. So they make more and more pools, right? And that directly helps it decentralize more and distribute, and people lock in more funds. So most of Cardano is actually locked up, which is a good thing. So the valuation that's coming is from the liquid ones. And let's see what happens. But I would love to, as I said, I would love to see Cardano lose some of its coins, but saying that, the bigger picture is, if the market matures, no reason why it can't be worth a lot more. But 45 billion tokens or whatever, something stupid number, when you go down there, you got to worry a little bit, so we've got to be more realistic and say, right, maybe $3, $4, $5, not a problem. Just multiply whatever price you think, multiply it with the number of coins available, and it's fine. When we look at BTC, for example, there's only 21 million coins. So because it's only 21 million coins, we can see higher numbers. You know what I mean? For example, one of our brothers, he comes on live, he's probably not here today. He talks about Sabin. He talks about Yearn Finance. There's only 36,666, I believe, coins, right? So that coin has a chance to go to $1 billion a token. Honestly, right? You can probably go to $1 million a token, not an issue. So you got to look at the number of coins, multiply it by the price you're looking at, and that's possible. It's not an issue. We are maturing. Some of the coins have matured. Others still have a long way to go. Some blockchains are fairly mature. Some blockchains, in my opinion, are just being used and abused by the people who understand how to manipulate these systems. So please be aware. Just because someone has pumped out something on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, Instagram or whatever, and says, oh, look at my success, I've made $1 million, doesn't mean everyone else has. All right, that one person just could have been a lucky guy. It's like a lottery system, right? Think about it that way, because that person became an unintentional millionaire, all right, while the scammers were trying to scam people. That's what you got to understand. And what I mean by scammers is literally manipulators. They are all scammers. Some of the biggest projects we have, even the blue chips, technically they also have a whole bunch of scammers behind them, because you have all of these venture capitals, 20, 30 venture capitals that you will see over and over again. And there's a group, like when you've got these venture capitals, 20, 30 of them, always buying the same ones for the least amount of money and then dumping it on people. You've got to wonder how and why. Why doesn't the public know about this? Why do these VCs get these before? How come these projects have $200, $300 million already pumped into them, and then they sell to the market, and then they jump another $200, $300 million? What's going on here? How does that happen? Right? What is that $200, $300 million funding that they received from the VC? What was it for? Well, I know what it's for. Marketing. Pump the life out of it. So they will happily pump $300 million into marketing over whatever time in order to take this to $3 billion. And if they did, they just 10x their money. You know what I mean? So, so that's the reality, guys. Please understand. All right. There are people out there who manipulate this. It's not easy, as you know, because we can create coins. We can go and create coin in every single blockchain, right? And we can play the lottery and say, oh, here, I would do coin XYZ, whatever, and go and pump out as many coins as possible. But I can assure you, right, unless we, the community, do something, those coins will never, ever survive, right? They'll vanish. Why? Because we don't have the backing of those scam groups. You know what I mean? That's the reality, guys. Same people, and someone's figured it out and just doing it rinse and repeat. So, you know, if we do get involved and we do make something, it's just potluck. That's how I say. So, Ari, I hope that kind of answers your question, brother. I know it's kind of a long form, but hope that answers it. It's not simple, right? You know, but Cardano has an opportunity. You know, has an opportunity. Let's see. It did go and test that, I think almost $3 or something last time. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I don't see a reason why it can't do $10. $10 is okay. That's like 450 billion dollars, which is close to what Ethereum is right now. Yeah, I think it can definitely do that, $10. Anything more than that, I don't know. I'm not sure. I wouldn't hope for it. But yeah, things got to change, you know. But yeah, I mean, if Cardano ecosystem opens up like Base or Solana, then yeah, there's a potential chance people could actually take Cardano, make more Cardano. You know what I mean? That could also be a thing. But Cardano, by the way, Cardano blockchain, when you go and do the validator and you're doing the staking, there's good reward. By the way, Cardano does give you good rewards, but it also has massive slashing as well. So be careful who you stake with. That's what I'm going to say. RA says, what's the best way of reducing coins? That's not something you and I could do, bro. That's not something you and I could do. Of course, you and I could technically, we could send it to a 000 address, right? A blank address, we could send it there, but that doesn't really change the thing unless it goes into news and someone says, oh, we just sent it to a burn wallet. Do you know what I mean? So the only way you can destroy the supply is by taking a whole bunch of them and then sending it to a dead wallet. And then the blockchain obviously knows it's a dead wallet. Yes, that could help reduce the supply, but it doesn't take it away. And unless everyone acknowledges it, supply's still there. Do you know what I mean? Because these things, listen, all of these things, they're not simple. They're not just simple. There are people out there who are doing these things, right? You need the news, right? You need the news. You need all of the media behind you when you do a thing like this. I'm sure there are plenty of projects out there who launched a million coins and then decided to burn 90% of the supply. There could be a project out there, but unless it gets out to the public, who knows about it? Nobody. Do you know what I mean? Nobody. Is there any way the creator could reduce it? Yes, the creator could create a on-chain, on-protocol burn mechanism, theoretically similar to how Ethereum did it. What you do is you go and you say, right, every transaction we're going to burn a small percentage, right, up to XYZ. And you can put a timeline as well and say, right, here's a timestamp up to this date, we're going to burn XYZ, and we want to burn up to 50% or whatever. You can predefine these on a smart contract, and with Cardano currently using the Polkadot SDK, should be fairly easy to do. On Cardano, I'm not sure, but with the SDK, yes, it should be fairly easy to do. It's a couple of lines of code, if this then that, and Cardano could start burning things. But if they do burn it, the only thing they can burn is fees. That means they would have to reward less to the community. That's one. And would the community agree to it? You know what I mean? So there's a lot more. This is why some of these things have to be well thought out from the beginning. Anything that's got a fixed supply, you can only burn it, right? Coins like Ethereum, which are not fixed supply, which are technically infinite supply, they can implement it on chain because it doesn't affect the validator as much, if that makes sense. Yes, they get a little bit less fees, but it's not like fees being taken off them or they are having to pay for it. They still get their fees, whatever their portion is, and then a portion of that fee that the person who made the original the person who's paying the fees, right? It deducts from that automatically anyway. So that's what it is, and everyone accepted it, you know, because people can see a bigger picture, right? So if Cardano could also show a bigger picture, yes, absolutely, a creator could definitely do that. Projects and protocols do not have to be necessarily upgradable. You can keep them in like finalized, like this is the project, this is how they work, finalized, but you can also create smart contracts later on to interact with that and do other functions. So that's the thing. Smart contract is not limited, right? Ideally, when you make a project, you want to make sure your project is limited, right? So that way, hackers and whatnot can't come and do anything, and it's robust and secure, right? And especially someone who's done a blockchain, I'm sure there's loopholes in the blockchain. The blockchains are upgradable. Remember, blockchains are upgradable. Cryptocurrency are not usually. But even then, they're figuring it out. So, all of these blockchains, yeah, they should be upgradable. It's not an issue. They should have a way to reduce it. But again, it's a decision that, what's their company called? Oh, they're in Japan. What's it called? Cardano's the foundation. Cardano's foundation. I forgot the name anyway. It's something they have to do, right? Again, remember the foundation that operates Cardano, the whole thing. What's it called? Going out of my head now anyway. It's been a long time. But yeah, Cardano, the foundation that operates Cardano, obviously they're being funded heavily. They're getting a lot of funding from other projects and XYZ, so they got money to burn. It's not an issue. If it doesn't interest them, I don't see why they would burn it. But if it does interest them, of course they will burn it, right? RA says, do you think XRP could crash in the future? XRP could do crash, maybe even pump. One of the things you've got to understand with XRP, the biggest problem, the two founders that are still there, right? There's two founders still there. They hold a large sum in their wallets. If they decide to dump on the market like they've done before, and they've dumped billions of dollars worth before, then it's a crash. You know what I mean? That's a crash. But XRP could shine, could pump if they decide to burn half the supply that they hold. Do you know what I mean? If they decide to not be greedy and decide to destroy half the supply that they hold, which is, billions of tokens, there's billions of dollars worth of token, then XRP could shine. It could start pumping. But XRP, another thing you have to understand about XRP, and this is where a lot of people got it wrong, and this is one of the things I've said many times, and people have hated me for it, by the way. People have absolutely hated me for what I said. Ripple is the company that created XRP. Ripple has partnership with more than 200 bank institutions around the globe to do money transfer. Ripple owns MoneyGram. Ripple owns that. That's Ripple. And understand the difference. XRP is not Ripple. Ripple created XRP for the public, for the Tom, Dick, and Harry to go and play around with the narrative. And then the same coin, XRP, they've been dumping on people. So whenever the market hypes and pumps, right, they dump it. So the XRP army are being dumped on by the XRP founders, right? But the XRP founders, the original project is Ripple, right? They have never ever sold a single Ripple to the public. They've sold Ripple coin, right, to the institutions. That's what they use to do the transactions inside their own ecosystem. And they're doing millions of dollars. Yes, the company itself is legit, right? It's doing fantastic. That's Ripple, not XRP. And they purposely did that. They created a secondary coin for the public. Whether the battle goes to the SEC or not, whether they look at that or not, whether it's legal or not, I don't care. I don't need to know. But what I do know is the founders do hold a significant amount. They are the two biggest whales in XRP. And time again, every bull run, whenever the price pumped or rallied, they have dumped on the people, right? So, whether it will crash or not, that's probably the reason why it was crashed, Maxim says, I see the next time someone will try to say something bad about your show, show them that one. So many people, so many questions. How do you do that quick? Right? Of course, that's my argument. I mean, if I'm here for the community on a live stream and I'm answering your questions, then it kind of defeats the purpose, me making a short live. You know what I mean? I might as well just pre-record something for 5 minutes, edit the shit out of it and send it out. If I'm on a live stream, talking to you guys, interacting with you, giving you the platform to ask me a question, and also making aware that the entire world, right, on YouTube, right, can hear your questions. And these questions may be other questions that people want to ask. The questions you are asking me could be on other people's minds, right? They're probably also looking for these answers. Now, I might not be giving the correct answers. I might not giving you the answers that you're looking for, you're seeking, right? I don't say it's the truth or the facts, but none of that business, right? This is my opinion. I'm just giving to you, not giving you financial advice. You might get the same answers elsewhere, but how many people are willing to ask these questions, and how many people are getting the answers to these questions, right? Because I know you can go to other YouTube channels, give them a super chat, give them something, whatever, and those people will then come and say whatever, right? But it's not always going to be 100% like this. This is me interact with every single one of these questions. They won't do that. You know what I mean? I'm literally going back up the chat to go and see who said what. And yeah, that's the reality. So Maxim says, yep, that's my exact point. I know you understand, bro. And many people do. Many people do. It's just sad. Like, you know, your closest people that you think are close, they'll come and demoralize you. You know, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Honestly, yeah. And I'm not going to come on YouTube and talk about this. You know, it's just disgusting. Honestly, it's disgusting. RA says, have you seen that the US government is tracking down people who have watched certain videos on YouTube? Yes, of course. Not only videos that they've watched, also the people who have created videos are vanishing as well. Yes, they are doing that, right? But why? Because probably they need to be brainwashed again, you know, because you know this woke thing is a new thing. People are waking up, right? So listen, when you try and control something too much, you lose control. You know, if you tighten a screw too much, you damage the screw head, or the screw will break. But never ever do something too much. That's all I'm going to say, right? You know, just a little bit here, a little bit there. It's fine. You know what I mean? I've had a video recently, which I did a live stream, but funnily, it didn't process. That video didn't process. Why? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, you know, and as I said, I'm open-minded, and I try and keep things in a friendly way, right? So even YouTube, when they probably review my videos later on, and sometimes they do review it for a very long time, when they review the videos, they can probably see as well, look, I'm keeping an open mind, I'm keeping people inclusive, I'm not doing any hate, I'm not trying to point towards one direction or anything. Yes, I have my crazy conspiracy theories or whatnot about certain things, but it's my version of it. Do you know what I mean? That changes everything. So I'm not talking about something that the government has already kind of said, right, we got to block this. This has got to be blacked out, right? We can't be doing this because these conspiracy theories are going. I'm making a whole brand new one. So if they come and start flagging me for making a whole brand new one or a brand new theory, then by all means, what can I do? Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is, right? Maxim says, well, you might not give financial advice, but you are sharing decades of experience in that sphere, which is valuable. No, I don't have decades of financial experience, bro. My financial experience, not decades. So total financial experience, I would say since 2008 in this industry, or this kind of similar industry, 2008. So that would make it about 16 years. So just over a decade, yes. Cryptocurrency since 2015, middle of 2015, but I have never spoken about it until 2016. So it was after 2016 that I first became vocal with a small group of people. I never done it on YouTube until 2020. So, you know, you got to understand that I haven't really been too vocal about it other than friends and family. And I didn't really want to share my experiences because these things are messy. You know what I mean? And I used to be, and I still am. Do you know what? I'm the most happiest when I'm on my own, doing nothing, thinking about no one. I'm a hermit. I like being on my own. I like to be, you know, I like my own little world, you know what I mean, where I can think about anything, do what I want to do, feel how I want to feel, and I know that nobody can come and penetrate my bubble or affect me in any emotional or any physical way, you know what I mean? So that's how I feel protected in my own little world. But I have come out and I said, right, guys, I am going to be willing to do certain things on YouTube, talk to people, do whatever, but I also need you guys to interact with me, you guys to be there for me, because without you guys, I can't do it. I will not come and hope or market and do, try and promote something and try and hype the market that way to get the community. No, this is me. I want to be real. And if I can't be real, I won't do it. Do you know what I mean? I will not do it. I will not do it, honestly. RA says, what happened? I haven't seen any negativity on a live stream. RA, we had a bit of a situation. That's all it is. Nothing, bro. Nothing to concern about. Don't worry. Videos they watch, messages they sent, emails they sent, said something near Alexa or Siri or something else that is also recording your voice. They are all over you. Of course, they're all over me, right? Just behind me, around 5-6 meters, 5G tower. I'm surrounded by properties here. There's a freaking microphone here. They're listening, bro. It doesn't matter, right? We in the UK we have GCHQ. In the USA we have NSL, or is it NSL? Yeah, I think it is, or whatever it is, right? So the point is that they're everywhere. All right, NSA, sorry, NSA, not NSA, NSL, NSA. But the point is they're listening, right? But as long as we're not causing any harm, right? I'm sure we're free to talk about our own opinions. We're not giving any ideas. We're not creating a cult here, right? We're not doing none of that business. We're just being real. We're talking about cryptocurrency and all sorts of crazy theories. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what I mean? And we're trying to be inclusive, and that's all it is. So ultimately, I don't see that being any harmful. You know what I mean? We're not saying anything, because I know there are people out there, don't do this or do this, and they go crazy. We're not here. We're here to keep calm and just carry on, you know? Maxim says, most importantly, you are not committing a crime and you are against crimes in general, and you do not advise it to public. No, I don't. I'm against crime, bro. I've never ever, I've always said to people, adhere to your country, your region, whatever law, right? Adhere to the rules and regulations of your country. Don't break these laws. I get people sometimes coming on live stream and whatnot, and it's kind of awkward, but they will say, oh, can you give us some tax advice? I'm not a tax advisor. I can't, I can't give you that advice because I'm not a tax advisor. And then sometimes people will say, oh, can you tell me what to invest in or what to buy in or what kind of percentage to put in? Well, I can't give you that. I'm not a financial advisor. You know what I mean? I'm not. Yes, I have other products that I do deal with, but that's outside of YouTube. That's nothing related to YouTube. I'm not promoting that here. I'm not saying, guys, by the way, I have another organization that I do deal with people's money, where people can come and invest funds and whatnot. It's like a venture capital. It's like a hedge fund. It's like an index fund where you come and you put a certain amount of money and you receive XYZ, right? At the end of the time, I can say that. In fact, I just said it, but I shouldn't, and I won't. This is probably the last time you're going to hear it, because the point is I'm not here for that. I came here to talk to you guys about crypto, the general market, right? What's going on, and any other questions you have. But I can't give you tax advice on how to avoid tax, or how to not pay tax, or how to pay less tax, or how much you have to pay or how much not. I can't do that. I'm not a qualified tax person. Do you know what I mean? I'm not an accountant. I can't do that. When people ask for cryptocurrency advice or stocks and bonds and shares, and I do get that quite a lot as well. Again, privately or on the YouTube, I can't tell you. Why? Because I'm not a financial advisor, right? And also, unless you understand the risks in this market, there's nobody that can advise you. Risk is whatever money you're going to invest, you have to be willing to lose all of it. If you cannot afford to lose that money, do not invest. Please do not invest. And it doesn't matter whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, whether it's shares. Do not invest. Bonds, yes, a little bit more safer, but bonds is a complete scam, because every time you go and buy some bonds, the banks or of your country, like for example in the UK, if you buy a bond, Bank of England prints more. The bond price is what they print, and that's what the governments take and do whatever nefarious stuff with it. So do we want to talk about that? No. Do you know what I mean? So that's a whole different story. So yeah, guys, we've been here like 1 hour 20 minutes. Let's not make this any longer. Let's save some energy for tomorrow. If there are other questions and whatnot, we will definitely do something tomorrow, if not the day after. Yeah, I mean, we can probably do one tomorrow because we do have a bank holiday on Monday in the UK, and we potentially do another one on tomorrow night. We could do one tomorrow night, and then Monday everyone can sleep early or whatever. I know it's a bit awkward. I know Maxim mentioned something on Discord as well. There's a 13-hour time difference that we have, and he sometimes Maxim stays up late to watch these. Honestly, don't, right? I don't want you to stay up and make time, right? If you're there, you're there. If you're not, it's fine, you know. But what I do recommend to people or the community, I say, guys, if you guys do want me to come on the live stream and talk about certain things, right, please mention what you want me to, right? Because me coming on and making these live streams almost every other day, sometimes when I go crazy, right, I understand that it's overwhelming for you, and I understand that's probably my fault, making long form videos. I understand that a lot of you guys don't have the time in the day to watch it, right? But you have to also understand that I don't also have time. That's why I can only do it in the time that's convenient for me, right? And I don't expect you to come on the live stream, but if you do get the chance to watch it when it's convenient for you, great, right? And also remember, whenever I do these kind of live or long forms, I always try and put the market data that I want to give to you about the crypto right at the beginning, all right? And then sometimes even drop at the end. Like now, I can drop it at the end. We have obviously passed midnight, so it's 11 minutes past 12 right now. And I think today the clocks changed, so the British summertime starts tonight after 1 p.m. or something, 1 a.m. or something. But anyway, the total market cap right now is $2.55 trillion. Doing okay. BTC still at 69,700. Again, it's ranging, so I'm not too concerned about it. Ethereum still ranging, same as well. Solana still holding at 195. It's okay. Market's not doing anything fantastic. Right? I don't see anything in the market. I would say let this weekend pass through, let this candle close, let this week close, right? And the same thing we said last week as well. So far, it's good. It's a positive week. Let's see what it does, you know, over the next few days and how the week closes. I mean, so far the week does look positive to me, to be honest. When I'm looking at the weekly candle, it does look positive. We might see a nice little rebound from here, and eventually we could actually start pumping back up as well. So that should be a good one. And when I'm looking at the total data, I'm looking at like the weekly, right? So this is quite crazy. I'm actually looking at the weekly candle for BTC, and I see it to be a positive candle. And if it closes positive this week, next week, if not, then maybe the following week, we could start seeing a recovery and a parabola. So, you know, when it comes, you'll see it comes. But these are the opportunities where I would say, if you no financial advice, obviously, if you did want to go and pick up some coins, if you see bloody moments, pick up the coins, but make sure to keep a stop loss just in case the market bleeds even further. If not, if it goes up, well, you got to lose nothing, right? You're just going to win. So when it does, good luck to all of you. So other than that, thank you very much, guys, for coming to the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. You know, bygones are bygones. Shit happens all the time, right? People's emotions, my emotions, and everything else. I'm more volatile than most people. Sometimes the biggest things can't affect me, but sometimes very small comments or words or any kind of other thing does affect it. But I'm only human. That's the only thing, guys. I'm just real and I'm human, all right? And I do get affected by certain things. But other than that, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys here. And as I said, I am nothing without the comments on a live stream. So those of you guys who have come to the live stream and who have commented, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. You make my day, because that's how I can carry on. Honestly, my live streams would not be that long if I didn't have the community here. So it's been absolutely awesome. My name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. So let's get you guys on another one very soon. Other than that, adios, my amigos. Thank you.